What's up guys, I'm Marsh and welcome to my Alpha to Modern Progressive Minecraft series. Between episodes I just smelted up some of our iron and gold and gathered a little bit of wood. And in the last episode we started our small little starter shelter here. We did some caving and got quite a few diamonds. So I think today what I want to do is finish off our strip mine down here, get some more diamonds so we can get full diamond armor and tools. And then after that I think we'll go out here and make a wheat farm somewhere in this area, as that's going to be one of our main sources of food. And I think this is a good spot for it. And then after that, I'd like to get started on our actual base, which is either going to be up that mountain over there or somewhere in this field as well. So let's get started, do some strip mining. And I got some feedback after my first episode, and I think I'm going to try to keep future episodes between 30 and 35 minutes from now on. The first episode we had a lot to get done, and I wanted to showcase a little bit of the alpha caving, so it was a little bit longer. But yeah, I think for future we'll try to keep episodes between 30, 35 minutes or so. Here we go. We haven't even finished getting our strip mine all the way down. We've already run into some diamonds. So this is going to be a really good way for us to get some more diamonds. Now, since we found diamonds here, I'm wondering if we should go lower to make the strip mine or just do it right around here. I know that lava is more prevalent as we get lower, so that's the reason I might want to keep it a little bit higher. But maybe there's a way to figure out our coordinates if we go all the way down to bedrock and like kind of count our steps up. Maybe we could do that. So I'm going to do some experimenting with which Y level is best to mine for diamonds at. We're going to go right at bedrock, and I know the problem with this is we might run into a lot of lava while we still might find a lot of diamonds. So if we keep running into lava and it becomes a problem for us, we might go up a few blocks. I think it might have been Y equals 11 back in the day was a good place to mine them, but I don't remember exactly. So I believe this would be Y equals 6 since it's on top of the bedrock. So if we went 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be Y11. We can try mining here, and maybe we'll do a little bit of mining down at Y equals 6 as well, and see what that yields us. Now, I'm not totally sure on those numbers, because, again, we don't have any coordinates, but I'm just guessing, and I think that's what coordinates we're at now. So I've just made this little mining camp down here. This is just going to be a nice little area that we can smelt up our ores and deposit all our excess cobble and gravel and everything, so we don't have to run back up every time. We can stay down here for long periods of time while mining. One thing I also want to do while we're down here is make a staircase all the way up. It's going to make it 10 times faster than jumping up every single stair. So we're going to do that right now. There we go. I had some leftover stairs, so we're just going to make a nice little cozy chair here in the corner. One of the first pieces of furniture I ever made on Minecraft. Actually, probably the first. Just this nice little chair here, so I just wanted to showcase that. Looks like we've run into a cave down here. This should be near diamond level, so I'm going to investigate it a little more. And I'm also curious to see if our diamond pickaxe, if the durability will last long enough so we can get more diamonds to make another one. I'm sure it will, but we have some backups up at the base if need be. Another reason that I chose to do strip mining is so we can get some more cobblestone. We're going to need quite a lot of cobblestone, as that's going to be one of the main blocks for our base. It's probably going to be primarily cobblestone, glass, and maybe some wood mixed in there, since we don't have too much of a variety. So yeah, I'd like to do a lot of strip mining so we can collect a ton of cobblestone. There we go, we've run into some diamonds now. So it looks like we'll definitely be able to maintain enough diamonds for pickaxes, so we can keep using diamond pickaxe instead of iron, which will make things a lot faster. And this is a huge vein actually, so that's awesome. So we've already got quite a few diamonds, and a lot of cobblestone, and some iron and coal and everything, so this has been great. So we got a good variety of resources of all kinds from that mining trip. We got some more diamonds, iron, and gold, and we got a lot of cobblestone as well, which will be really good for building. But I'm going to head back up and do a little bit more mining. Here's a cool trick that you can do with gravel. If you mine it and then quickly place a torch under it, all the rest of the gravel that's on top of it will fall and break. So I've been doing that to quickly deal with all the gravel that we run into down here. So we are back from another mining trip now. We didn't find any more diamonds, but we got a ton of all the other resources, so that's good. I think we're going to just keep going though till we can get some more diamonds. and stacking up everything else in the meantime. So we've been mining for quite a while and we found 3 diamonds. So I was hoping we'd find a little bit more than that, but I think we're going to go caving next time we need diamonds. Caving I think was a little bit better rates for diamonds, but I've actually seen a couple caves in some of these mines. So next time we need them, I think that's what we're going to do. Here we go, we just hit some more diamonds. I tried going in one of these caves that you can hear with these mobs to the side, but we don't have any food on us right now, so we almost died. So we're back to strip mining for a little bit, but we got a little bit more diamonds, so that's awesome. That's going to be able to make us another pickaxe once this one breaks. And we got a couple extra as well. Let's go. So I think we're going to take a break from mining for now. We got a really nice amount of all these materials. We got a ton of redstone, a ton of coal, and gold and iron. That should last us for quite a while. And we got enough diamonds to complete our full set once we head back up, because we have some more in our main chest. So we're going to go do that right now. On a cobblestone as well. We got a full chest right here. And then we almost filled up this one as well. So that's going to be a really good start for building for us. And we also got a lot of gravel and stuff. Okay, we have full diamond armor now and a full set of tools. So I'm really curious to see how well the durability lasts on this. And I know this is going to do great for us once we go into a cave or if we find some mobs outside at nighttime. We're going to be a lot more protected than we were with the iron. So I'm really hyped to have this. So we're going to get started with our wheat farm. And one interesting thing about wheat farms in Minecraft Alpha is to get seeds, you need to get a hoe and just till the regular grass like this. And when you do so, right there, it has a chance to drop seeds. So we're going to do this for quite a bit, stock up on some seeds, and get our wheat farm going then. So we already used both of our hoes, but we already got 16 seeds, and that was just in like a minute or two. So that was pretty quick. We're going to go make a couple more and stock up on some more seeds. Okay, we got 46 seeds. That should be enough to make us a farm. We're going to flatten out an area here and then do some designing for it. And I'll be back in a sec. Thankfully, we have our diamond shovel for this. This is so much quicker than it would be with an iron. Okay, so we flattened out a decent little area here to start. I'd like to make this a really massive farm eventually, but we don't have a ton of seeds and materials yet, so we'll start small and then we'll expand it in this direction as we go. So I collected some red roses here along the way as I'm trying to collect all the items for this patch. And fun fact about the red roses is they're actually no longer in the game. They're currently called poppies. So I'd like to collect as much of these while we can. Although I believe when we update, all of the current roses in the game will get updated to poppies, but I'm not sure if that's the case for the ones in our inventory. So just in case, we're going to collect as many of those as we can. I've been having so much fun with this game. It's just very relaxing and I can take my time while doing everything and really just get the full experience that I want out of it. It's a lot of fun so far. So we're going to go ahead and put an infinite water source in our base. The ocean's pretty far away from us, so it's just nice and easy to grab some water right from here when we need it for our farms and things like that. Now, one thing I'm not sure about in Alpha is the water mechanics and the farming mechanics. I'm not sure how far the water spreads in terms of land that we can till, but we're going to experiment with that right now. I believe we should be able to go up to 4 blocks away, but let's see what it does. So I've been playing around with the farming mechanics a little bit, and we've run into one problem with this type of design. When we walk over the tilled soil, it has a chance to just break, even if we're not jumping on it. So that's going to be a problem. I'm going to switch up my design a little bit. I'll be back in a few minutes with a new design. So here's the design that we came up with for the farm. We're adding these stone slabs in here so mobs don't get in, like pigs and sheep especially, and stomp over all the crops and break the ground. So yeah, we have that to block that off. And I just tried using a few different blocks here. We have different rows where we're going to put the wheat. And we have these little gravel paths in between because we don't want to step on this or else it's going to break it. So we can walk on these gravel paths to collect all the wheat and hopefully not miss any. And we can always expand it further this way as we go. But I figure we're not going to have too many seeds to start, so we'll just start with this for now. And yeah, we can always push it back. So let's get planting though. We are planting our seeds right now. We should be able to fill up 3 of these rows. And then as we harvest them, hopefully it'll give us extra and then we can fill in the rest of this. Yeah, so that's the farm for now. We'll keep expanding it as we go. Make this our main source of food. And we don't have fences yet, but once we get fences, maybe we can add those in here. But for now, I'm liking how it's looking, and we'll keep letting that grow. Okay, now I'd like to start looking for the location for our main base, so we can at least get started on that. I'm not sure if it's going to be at the bottom of this mountain here or up top. So let's start up top and see if we can find a good spot for it up there. I'd like quite a bit of open space for building, but yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so here we are on the other side of this mountain. Our base and farm is right on the other side over there. It's looking pretty hilly over here though, so it's going to be pretty difficult to build on this side, but let's check over here. There's some flat space on the top of this mountain, but not quite big enough for what I'm looking to do. Maybe it would be good for a watchtower up here, but I think we're going to look to build our main base right down here. There's a lot more flat area over here at the bottom of this mountain, as long as we can just clear out some of these trees. But in the process, we'll get a lot of wood, so that won't be a bad thing. And it's starting to get dark out, so I'm going to go into the mines for a little bit, collect some more cobblestone, and once it turns day again, we'll come back out and start working on it. I'm finally fixing these furnaces here in our little starter shelter. At first I couldn't figure out how to get them turned the right way, but you just have to block the other sides off so that it's only able to face out at you, and then it'll face the right way. So yeah, finally those are fixed. That's been bugging me for a while. Now we have them all nice in order. Down to the mines we go. Okay, nice quick mining trip. Got some decent materials, and it should be daytime. Yeah, so let's start smelting this stuff and then we'll go work on the house. So one thing I just remembered before we make this build is we need to gather a lot of glass. So I'm headed to one of the beaches right now and I'm going to collect a lot of sand, and then we can start building the house after that. Also, they haven't added deserts to the game, so glass is quite limited. We're going to have to find a little beach, and I don't want to mess up the terrain too much, but we'll try to find one a little farther away from our base. We should probably also be careful that we don't venture too far from our base and get lost like last time. It took us about 30 minutes to find it, so I really don't want that to happen again. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't want to mess up the terrain too much, and we just took out a bunch of sand from here, so I'm just going to at least cover it up with some dirt so we don't leave random holes all over the world. Eventually that will add up and just make it look really ugly. It's getting dark again and we're pretty far from the base, but I think we'll just finish collecting this sand here and we'll try and fight our way back. We have diamond armor now, so we should be alright in the darkness. It's even harder to navigate when it's dark because you can't see anything, you can't find landmarks that are familiar to you. You're just kind of running blind and hope you run into it. Up ahead though, I see some torches, so I think that's going to guide us. Okay, home sweet home. We got a ton of sand. I hope that's enough for the base, so let's smelt all of it up and see where that gets us. Okay, we've got all this glass now. This should be enough for our base, I would hope at least. And we should have enough cobble for it as well. So the only thing we have to do is clear out this forest. So time to do a little bit of deforestation. So yeah, we're going to be taking out this whole forest and I'll be back shortly. I've cleared out a lot of this forest over here already. And once I finish that off, I'm going to flatten off this area. And I've also tried taking out this mountain over here. But yeah, we still have a lot of work to do, so let's keep taking out some more trees and finish off clearing out this mountain and everything. Here we're doing the first harvest on our wheat farm. It's not fully grown yet, but I want to start expanding the seeds as much as possible. So I saw about half of them were grown, so we're just going to harvest it now. Some of the blocks are getting destroyed, and I'm not sure what's doing that. I don't think any mobs were in here, unless some mobs spawned in here. So I'm not too sure on that. I'm going to keep an eye on it though. So we've planted all of our seeds, and as you can see, we've profited quite a few seeds here and expanded our farm a little bit. So we're just going to keep doing that until we fill out this whole area. And we got 34 wheat as well, so that should give us quite a bit of food. So this is working really well already. Okay, so we've run into a huge problem. Apparently putting all these torches here turned this into a spawning platform for sheep and pigs, and it destroyed all of our crops. There were so many animals here. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed by this. So we're going to have to play around with it a little more and see if we can come up with a different design that kind of protects the crops a little better. So it's been a couple in-game days and I haven't seen any sheep or pigs spawning here. So it looks like the farm's safe. I believe the slabs worked, so I think this will be our final design. Finally, we can continue expanding the farm and get it planted all over there. I didn't know it was going to take this many materials to build, so we probably won't expand it outward like I thought we would. But I think this is a good size for now, and we can always make a bigger farm once we get to later versions of the game. One more thing I've done is gone and add another layer of protection on top of the farms. So just another piece of glass going across the top here. Just add another layer of protection from things spawning or somehow crawling into the top of it. And yeah, just keeping all these doors closed just to make sure nothing gets in. And yeah, we'll see if these will grow now. And this is the progress we've made on flattening out the area. The next time I come back here, it'll be fully flattened in this middle part and we can start building the base. So just give me a couple of minutes, I'll be right back and then we'll start building. One thing I've noticed ever since we flattened out this ground, we're getting a lot more mob spawns. When it was like a really forested area, not a lot of mobs would spawn here, only the passive mobs. But now we get a lot of creepers, zombies, skeletons, which isn't bad because we can get a lot of mob drops from that. So yeah, we're finding a lot more of those now. This diamond sword is really nice for killing creepers because we don't have to back off after attacking them. We can just do 2 quick hits and they're dead. Same thing with other mobs too, we can just quickly kill skeletons and makes it much easier to deal with everything. Boom, I'm finally done flattening out this land. It took a really long time, but it was worth it because that gives us plenty of space to build our base and whatever we may want to build after that. So I started working on the layout a little bit over here for the house, just for a minute, but let's start working on that now again. So first I'll replace these cobble blocks with wood, and these are going to be our corner pieces and the edge of the windows. And then after that we're going to fill in cobblestone all between the wooden corners, and the tall windows are going to go up on these. I really like big windows, so we're going to try to go for some big windows with this build. So we're going to go up 11 blocks, make another corner, and then we're going to connect these at the front in sort of like a pyramid shape. And right here will be the front door then. So now I'm just going to go ahead and build that up to the second floor, about 5 or 6 blocks. Okay, so here's what we have so far. I'm liking how it's looking with the big windows and the wooden corners. So I'm really liking that so far. We're going to go ahead and make the floor next. And that's what I still have to decide what we're going to make it out of. I was thinking it's either going to be these stone slabs or maybe some white wool. So let's go grab some wool and we'll test both of those things out. And also, as you can see, I made this little bush here. You can't obtain leaves yet. There's no shears or anything. So after a tree gets cut down, if the leaves stay here, either if you keep one piece of wood to make them stay here, you can kind of make a little bush out of them. And that's the only way you can do it. So I'm going to try and do that all around this area just to make it look a little bit nicer and add some more texture to it. Okay, let's kind of test out what looks best with our floor here. I think both of these blocks would look good, but I just want to see what both of them look like. That looks really nice and clean with the cobble and the glass. So we might stick to using these stone slabs, but let's just test out the wool. I mean, that's nice too. I just think the stone slabs might go a little bit better with this particular build. So we'll save the wool for something else. We'll mine out this whole floor right here. Okay, so we've cleared out the whole floor area. I think we're going to try just doing bottom slabs at first. and see how that goes. We might save a little bit of materials, and it might prevent things from spawning inside of our base, but I'm not sure. We might add a top slab and make it a full block eventually, but I'm just going to start out with the bottom slab for now and see how that goes. So I think some of the biggest challenges we face so far is not having coordinates. It's really hard not knowing where you are, and it makes it really easy to get lost. Also, just the change in mechanics, like the wheat farm, has been a challenge as well. And of course, the skeletons have been a big problem for us. But it's become a little bit easier since we got the diamond sword and diamond armor. So we want to make sure we keep that durability up. Okay, we finished filling in the floor here. Now we just need to add a roof, and we're all done with the first floor. Okay, our roof is complete. So we have the first floor of our base done. Obviously, we still need to do some interior work, and it's going to go up 2 or 3 floors, I think, at least. So we're definitely not done yet, but this has been a great start so far. So I think that's where we'll end off with episode 2. We got a lot done this episode, and I'd like to keep it a little bit shorter, so it's a little bit easier to watch the full episodes. So in this episode, we finished off diamond tools and armor. We ended up getting our wheat farm going, and we got started on our base over here. And for next episode, we're just going to continue working on the second floor of this and get an interior done. And we're probably going to do some work on the outside too, like adding some paths over to our mine / starter shelter and farm, and get some garden areas out here. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That episode should be out in a couple more days, so stay tuned for that. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great day.